Welcome, folks, to what promises to be a great Tuesday night of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. For the Memphis Grizzlies, they won their last contest, that game against the Wizards in Washington.
Here we go.
Guys, kind of a battle there. They pulled out a 4-point win, though.
Yeah, it was all hands on deck. Helps to get points off the bench when you're on the road.
Absolutely, especially on the road when you need those guys off the bench to up the ante.
And the starting group for the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Then there's Ja Morant, and it's Melton in at the 2. And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. 5 to shoot. Here's Valanciunas, laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And one way Valanciunas generates offense, using that big body to snare the board and keep the play alive.
Outside, Green. Buries it from three-point range. Greg, coming out of the All-Star break, a couple teams have really turned up the intensity, haven't they?
Playoff seedings are in sight, Kevin, and no doubt this is a crucial stretch of the season, especially for teams that will be on the bubble. And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Old school D right there, just telling them no easy layups. It's as simple as that. And that's what you expect from them.
Here's Dinwiddie. Kicks it to Ilyasova. Here's Poole. And the 3 off target. First quarter, just over a minute played. Konchar, good. Konchar's got 5.
And have to commend the unselfish attitude, like how Morant just recognized the open man and the ball is right there.
And it's out of bounds to Montreal. They'll retain possession. And let's take a moment to honor the Western Conference Player of the Week, Ja Morant.
Well, he's been an absolute magician when the ball has been in his hands. There isn't any aspect of the offense that he hasn't contributed in, and it's been a pleasure to watch. I mean, unless you are an opposing coach, then his play has been a vivid nightmare. Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
And first time out of the game called for Montreal.
Things not going their way, and he wants to just try to talk this one over.
And you know what, guys? If for nothing else, just to slow things down a little bit, change it up somewhat.
There's Green with the 3, and the 3 ball is good. Green's got his second bucket tonight.
Boy, this is Green's game in a nutshell. He is an efficient catch-and-shoot player.
Jackson against Ilyasova. Jackson passes to Konchar. Now here's Dinwiddie. Green finds Dinwiddie. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one's on Morant. Montreal shooting their first shots of the night from the charity stripe. The free throw drops for Dinwiddie. And both free throws good for Dinwiddie. 1:57 left here in the opening quarter. Rondo against Morant. And Jackson throws it down hard.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And guys, I like the fact that he chose the one-hand tomahawk slam because you get a little higher when you go off one hand and 1 foot.
And Montreal making a change here. Brissett's checked in. Then for the Grizzlies, Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Clark comes in for Jaren Jackson. And Allen subbed in for DeAnthony Melton. Now here's Morant. And that one drops for him.
Yeah, I'm amazed at Morant's ability to take contact and still stay in full control. And what an incredible shot in the arm for this franchise. The opportunity.
Oh!
Oh, man.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Back to Allen. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Montreal calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
Jackson, he's checked in for Montreal. Pass to Rondo. They need this. Knocks down the three ball.
You know, when Rondo is at his most effective, he's setting up people, but he's also getting some points for himself on the perimeter. Then the passing lanes really open up for him, and he can give you real headaches when that happens.
Here's Morant. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
Lopez. And another three for Montreal.
You know, Rondo's highest priority is to get his teammates open shots every trip. I mean, that's what makes him go and endears him to his teammates.
And it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. There's 14 seconds left in the first quarter. Morant scanning the floor. It's stolen by Rondo. 1 second left, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. This is his first free throw of the game. That's good from Jackson. Both free throws good from Jackson. And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. Grizzlies lead by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Grizzlies.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
They've got Jackson. He's out there with Dennis Smith. Brook Lopez is out there with Dylan Brooks. And it's Brissett in at the 4. And for Memphis, Morant and Allen at the guard spots. Then it's Thomas Bryant. And it's Conchar in at the 3 spot.
And how about the body control? Morant, even when under duress, stays calm, cool, and collected.
Here's Lopez. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Lopez has got 5 points so far. Greg, we have a league of many great playmakers, don't we?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. LeBron James is obvious. You know, he played point guard technically for the first time last season, but he's always been a floor general. You look at a young man like Ja Morant, and he's been on the attack since day one when he hit the league. And there's so many more of those guys that are having an impact, understanding the value of that lead guard position. It is fun to watch.
It is so fun to watch, I agree. And finished off by Morant.
The handle and the acceleration. Morant moves around the court with the ball on a string.
Smith for 3. No good that time. Now the Grizzlies take it the other way. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Allen's shot is off. Montreal trails by 6. There's Jackson with the 3. Drills it from outside. 5 points in the game.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
And here's Morant. He'll bring it up for Memphis. So timeout called here. The first for Memphis. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Takes a 3. The Grizzlies with another miss. Dinwiddie against Morant. That misses, had a chance to tie it there. It's stolen by Green, and here we go. Here's Poole. Brissett passes to Ilyasova. There's Green with the three. Sinks the triple. Green's got his third basket of the night.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
You know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
And, guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Dinwiddie with the bucket. And for those of you just joining us, we're in the second quarter with about 3 minutes gone by. Morant outside.
Picking up his second foul here. Has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
And the Grizzlies with possession here, trailing by 2. Jackson kicks to Morant. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morant's got 11 points.
Boy, he's just zoned in. I mean, in most cases, taking quality shots very much within the flow of the offense.
Green passes to Dinwiddie. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
And Poole gets it to go.
Yeah, they call him Dancing Danny Green, and you can see why. Excellent offensive instincts there.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. For 3. Does not find the basket. His second miss. He's now 1 for 3. Puts up a 3. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too, as a matter of fact. I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Montreal ahead. They lead by 1. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. Everybody, welcome back. Well, for Montreal, Kenny, how'd you feel about it?
Well, the three-point shooting was the key thus far.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Guys, Ja Morant has been sensational.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often. But in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. Ilyasova out there with Green. Then it's Brook Lopez. And it's Dinwiddie in at the point.
Well, I tell you something here now. Ilyasova has deceptive athleticism, and I think it catches defenders off guard because if he gets around that rim, he's ready and looking to throw it down.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. Taking a look at the Grizzlies. Jackson and Valanciunas, they're in the middle. Then it's Morant, and it's Melton in at the shooting guard position. Ilyasova passes to Poole. Rebounded by Jackson.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Melton, defended by Ilyasova. Here's Jackson, and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. You know, Greg, when you were in New York, you were on a super team of sorts. Compare that to the super teams they're forming now in the NBA.
Oh, we've always had super teams. And this misnomer that this is something that's just come about with this era is, to me, absurd. You've always had it. Whether the difference nowadays is I think the players have more say in where they go. And they can orchestrate how a team is constructed. But it's always existed. And the reality is this. You become a super team when you win a lot.
Sure.
And that's what really dictates how super your team is.
Timeout called, the Grizzlies.
And team strategies closely guarded. One aspect of the game the fans aren't always privy to.
Yeah, typically there's some type of adjustment made out of a timeout. It might be major or it could be just a slight tweak.
Thomas Bryant, he's checked in for Jackson. And now let's revisit that exceptional mobile one block.
Close games can boil down to who makes plays on defense. And that is one heck of a rejection right there.
Rondo against Morant. Valanciunas. Second chance shot. And he lays it straight in.
And he's pretty relentless inside. Valanciunas gets after it down low. It might not always look pretty, but he makes the most of his chances in the paint.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Montreal shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. The free throw drops for Rondo. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. The Grizzlies trail by 5. Morant outside. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Yeah, when Morant gets it dialed up, he can be unstoppable. Just too many ways to score.
And the basket by Jackson.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Morant passes to Bryant. Over Ilyasova. The shot by Bryant, no good.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Brooks misses. Passes it to Melton. And that one is off. And it's Montreal the other way. Brooks dishes to Jackson. Lopez left side. Brooks with no one around. Plenty of room to knock down the shot. Brooks has got the lead up to 9 now for Montreal. Brooks has gone 1 of 3 from three-point land. Here's Conchar. Brooks covering.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they've just given away.
Beyond the arc. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And now it's a 12-point Montreal lead. Out of bounds, Montreal takes possession. Playoff seeding so important here. Let's have a look out west. You take a look at Montreal. What a run they've had this year, in first place and charging seemingly at will toward the postseason. These guys have been outstanding. And, of course, Memphis, not really any threat right now as their record showing a lot more losses.
And I think for Montreal, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
They do have the pieces in place for a title run, but the competition in the playoffs will be stiff.
And Montreal will go for a different look here. Brissett's checked in. Green comes in for Dylan Brooks. Dinwiddie's checked in for Frank Jackson. And it's Dennis Smith in for Rajon Rondo. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Smith for 3. And another 3 for Montreal.
Out of their last 5 makes, how about all 5 from long range?
Well, the defense just hasn't pressed up to deny any of those looks, guys. I mean, they're hanging back and getting picked apart.
Morant against Smith. Morant outside. Clock is at 3. And just miss after miss right now. And so it's Montreal holding a big 18-point lead to close the quarter. And more than anything, their three-point shooting is what sparked them. A fantastic night from long range so far. And we'll be right back after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. We've got Green. Dennis Smith is out there with Brooke Lopez. And it's Brissett in at the 4. Aldridge the pass to Morant. Count that bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Montreal leading by 16. Lopez passes to Smith from past the arc. The three-pointer is right on target.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
You know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
And another 3 for Montreal.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
I think they're playing too soft on the perimeter. They can't stay so soft. They've got to get up into the shooters here.
Melton's shot is good.
And this is something Morant does well. His knack for knowing when to make that feed is impressive.
Smith for 3. Rebounded by Jackson. Jackson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And here's the fast break. And that one's good by Clark.
Easier to go strong to the hoop, but I tell you what, when you feel it, take it from deep.
Montreal calls timeout. And we've seen more attention given to how fans, Greg, interact with players during the games, whether it's verbal or even physical. Is that something the league's got to keep an eye on?
Absolutely. It's all about making sure that everyone is protected and respected. You know, this is entertainment, right? This is not do or die from a life standpoint, and we don't want to have things escalate.
There's got to be some kind of barrier there. I agree. To the paint. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And it's not everybody who needs hops to finish at the rim. Valanciunas just needs to be an arm's length of the bucket to throw it down.
Chalk up 2 there.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff.
Yeah, highly efficient. Nothing extra special there. Just effective.
Melton feeling it out a bit. We know, Greg, the NBA is full of superstars, yet you can foul out of the game after 6 personal fouls, and some have suggested instead just tacking on an extra free throw when a player commits their 6th+ foul, and then they can stay in the game.
You know, I think something along those lines could make sense. No doubt it's tough to see the marquee player riding the bench because it's not just the 6th foul, right? In some coaches, you pick up 2 in the first quarter, you're done for the quarter. You pick up a 3rd in the second, you're done for the half.
Yes.
So I would like to see something, but I think it's got to also be fair. Maybe you get free throws and another possession. Maybe something along those lines might be in the best interest of the game.
I like it.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Montreal.
And they're fully in control now, but there were some tense moments, I thought, for them throughout this game.
Listen, they certainly weren't coasting despite what the score looks like. I love the way they came together, though, when everything started to look a little dire and really put the hammer down.
And the strong effort here will convert into what will be their 50th win on the season.
And they're going to close them out here for the 2nd time this year. This gives them a season series lead of 2-0 with just 1 game left to play against Memphis.
Rondo against Jones. Right at the free throw line. It's rebounded by Montreal. 22 is their biggest lead. Three-pointer. Gill with the rebound. And here we go with Allen running it up the court. Jones, no one around him. And again, it's Memphis with the three.
And the offense has just operated really smoothly here in the open floor.
Yeah, and for them to reduce the lead, they should keep the pace brisk. I mean, that's how they've generated the highest quality shots.
So we see Montreal get the win here. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.